Yo, what is up, everybody? My name is Kid Ikarus, and this is my podcast. My guest today is a fantastic hip hop artist. You can find his song Nobody Knows over on YouTube. He's also the owner and operator of OKL Clothing and the producer over at HoodTheory videos on YouTube with the HoodTheory Beer Pong and the HoodTheory Ciphers. Please welcome Clash D.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Class Dizzy, class in the
That's right.
house.
And then we roll into the actual episode here. All right, so Clash, what is up, bro? How are you doing?
Doing great, dog.
Right
Doing
on.
chilling.
So
Pretty stoned.
right on. Sounds like a fun day. Starting off right, yeah.
I started chill. I was thinking about bringing some little like bottles at first,
Oh
but
yeah,
just get the thing going. But nah, it's too early. It's
yeah.
like
It's
2 p.m. right now.
what are you talking about? It's midnight. I don't know what you're talking about. It's sun ain't even out right now.
Not.
So there is you got a busy day ahead of you, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like try to keep it busy every day, man. Can't be lazy.
Yeah. What's going on today? Let the people know. I don't know. I have no idea what you're doing today.
This whole weekend, we got just HoodTheory production. Freaking today, we got a HoodTheory ciphers.
Mm-hmm.
We got 3 ciphers for sure locked in today. So I'm a little not stressed, but like kind of like interested how today's gonna go down. Cause so I have 3 ciphers locked in.
Mm-hmm.
2 are ready to go, but the last one, uh, everybody lagged it except for homie Johnny Bars.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be pulling up tonight, and so everybody lagged it from that cipher. So I'm trying to fill it up. So I posted, I spread the word. I'm looking for other people. So I get like a good amount of people extra, and it's kind of like a lot of people extra for that one cipher. So the other 2 are locked in. I was already having planned 3. The other one just got overfilled. So now I'm probably gonna have some people lingering.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna have to like come up with 2 other like,
fourth one, two other ones.
Hopefully, I would like to get 2 because like my goal is always to shoot 5 ciphers in one day.
Okay, right on. Yeah. So people just decided to hop on last minute, huh?
Hopefully we'll see what turn out. And then that's me counting my chickens. What if because everybody knows the homie Kid right here. The reason you see him there so much because he's literally there. So every shoot he's been there shooting, helping me with production, filming, and that's why he's always on. You always see him in an episode here and there, and so you've seen like people lag all the time.
Yeah, that's something that is a good lesson to learn in producing musical events. Is like people don't show up. People lag. It's always better to like overbook than underbook, because you underbook and then like half your team's gone because people just don't show up. It's much better to be like, all right, we're struggling to squeeze enough people into the time limit than like, oh, we're struggling to fill up the time limit. That's the worst, right?
So it's better to have more slack than not enough.
Yeah, right. So you've been doing since the last time you were on the podcast, which I feel like is over a year now. Yeah, right. You've been killing it with all this HoodTheory ciphers, HoodTheory beer pong. When did that start? When did the ciphers first start? Was that back in like spring of last year, or was it later?
Good question. It was last year for sure. The first one.
Yeah, it definitely was.
It was. The problem is like you want to say it's the day that the first video got uploaded, but it's not because it's before that day, because that's the day it got uploaded. Like that's the first time it ever got like premiered into online into the world. But when it comes down to actually like doing the cipher, I think not sure. I have to probably look at my stories.
That's right. It was on Happy National Whiskey Day.
No, that
was released.
The same thing.
That's right.
We shot it that day, but I didn't drop that video until the day of. So when was the first one?
It looks like it was released on March 18th of last year. Oh, that's older than I thought it was.
And then maybe somewhere in February. I could find out if I look at the messages and if I look through my stories archive.
Yeah.
Like I could find when it started.
Yeah, I
But
remember it being around um, like Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day, like in between there.
I think it was before. It had to be before St. Patrick's Day because I like
Yeah,
everything I
because
shot that day
yeah,
was
for
for
the
fire.
future
Yeah, I
releases. Yeah.
forgot we did a little photo shoot before that. I gotta do.
Hmm.
I guess I need more photo shoots from for OKL, but especially for
That's
the new
right.
shirt.
The
Hopefully, we
new
get some
shirt.
good shots
It's a
today.
fantastic shirt. Yeah, I've been like I told you walking in here. I've been wearing it every day.
So I can also like now you gave me an idea to like try to get more people. So with your design and the prior collab we did,
Yeah,
um, and then I'm starting to get like because right now I'm still like letting OKL kind of like have birth and like become its own person. You know,
yeah.
I'm not like I am forming it. It's about community. It's all about community. It's all about the crew. It's always about your homies. It's always about
Hmm.
like being there for each other and unity. And but now I like with the brand getting older and actually like getting more like actually exposure and actually getting work out and getting more getting more promotion for it. I'm starting to see like when with the collabs, I'm starting to see that it's starting to get like a kind of like a vibe and
Hmm.
like I don't want to say it was a cartoon. Like I want to go for the cartoon vibe, but so far with the last one, I remember the two time collection
Yes,
one
sir.
with the stitches and the sandbag. It has like a cartoon vibe, and it's
Yeah,
like ghetto, like just representing ghetto kids, kids in the hood, street kids, and
yeah, yeah. It's like the art on a building, like graffiti. Like graffiti's kind of got a cartoon vibe depending on
right,
the area that you go to.
right, yeah, yeah, and then it is a cartoon, it's a art, it's a painting, visual.
Yeah.
What that reminds me of. Okay, so when you came up with the design,
Yeah.
what were you? What is this to you? This background? What is it?
Oh, the background to me, I honestly was just like messing around with textures in my drawing app. And it was like nebulas, like it was like
Okay,
space and galaxies and stuff. Um,
but okay, sick. Okay, that's what I see because my the artist that helped us
yeah.
you know make the shirts
Hmm.
freaking he said that he called it space dust because when you send
Oh
over
yeah.
like yeah he did
Yeah, exactly.
he sent the design he was calling it like the space dust design so like and then I recently my dad saw it and he said that to him it looked like a spray can like a bunch of
Yeah.
spray cans like
Yeah, it
mist.
kind of. I could see both of them. Yeah, it is the paintbrush textures on Procreate is like nebula space dust. But I understand why it looks like spray paint. Like it has the same kind of like splatter textures of that. That's God's spray paint up
Feels
there.
nice feels nice too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, it
you
does.
guys gotta make sure you get it. Like your girl would love the rubber face on it.
Mm-hmm,
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I have already gotten rid of like half of the
Yeah,
ones that you gave me. Yeah,
sick.
yeah. I gave
That's
one
right.
to my dad immediately when I got home, and then my mom was like, "Oh, I want one." Lydia wants one. Gavin and Eli just started naming all these people. Like, here, we all want one. Here's $60. Give us six. And I was like, all right, yeah,
There you go,
right,
man.
yeah.
That's it.
I was like, don't pay me, and she was like, no, no, here, take $6. I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, just
Um,
dude. When I with my shirts, honestly, my mom has probably sold more OKL shirts than I have. To be
yeah,
honest,
right.
yeah, like I would have some stash in their house, storage because storage is cheap. And store some in my place, store some in her place, store some like in other places. But freaking yeah, she'll just she have access to them. She'll fucking like when I'll just show up and then fucking she'll just give me money and like fucking
Oh
and
yeah.
like just all like I sold this many shirts and I'm like oh shit
Oh,
like
that's dope.
thanks.
Yeah. I was at Target the other day, and some kid was like, "Hey, I like your shirt," and it was the "Don't
Yeah,
kill yourself" shirt.
nice.
Yeah. I was like, "Okay, little kid." It was kind of a weird shirt for him to be like, "Hey, that one's great," but like, yeah, yeah, it's a good message. Good job, little kid. It is a cool shirt. Um, Yeah, I feel like his mom thought I was weird, but I just assume
For
that of any parent when I'm around kids. You know, um,
sure.
I got that paranoid brain like that. I was also like in a weird headspace that day.
No, I'm scared of kids too, man. Like they're fragile. Like freaking,
Yeah,
because like at the gym, we teach kids and stuff. Like
yeah,
freaking, you hurt them easy, freaking. But then also like wild ones, they freaking just want to jump off the walls and like
yeah,
some
right.
stuff. But
They're
freaking,
they're they're indestructible. You can bounce a kid off of concrete. Just like
almost. But yeah, again, there's other person's kids, like my niece and nephew,
yeah,
I'll beat them up, I'll freaking toss them around at the gym, like with the martial arts and stuff,
yep.
and like I'll put them through shit. But like, somebody else's kids, that's the thing, like,
It
cause
is,
like,
yeah.
cause because like, especially when you have experience, like actually like doing things like activities like martial arts or anything else, let's say like bike riding or skateboarding, freaking if you have experience in it, you can teach your own kids to like like at least have some experience in it.
Hmm.
Freaking like when like if they cry and they hurt themselves, like they can bounce back up. They gotta go through it. But then
Yeah,
yet you to put that through somebody else's kids, that's like you don't know what kind of like thought process they'll be like. Oh, you made my kid cry because like he,
yeah,
he kicked
right.
the bag too hard, like lady, like. But that's
No, I totally get that. With my like nephews and nieces and stuff, like I'm fine with wrestling with them and stuff, and like I'm fine with telling jokes around them and whatnot. But like anytime I'm around strangers'
this is
kids,
my
like
brother.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
thanks.
that's for you. Anytime I'm around strangers' kids, like I cannot. I stay quiet. I stay like 10 feet away because I'm like it's doesn't matter what you think, little kid. It's your parents. Like,
I had this one experience. So I like I tried to volunteer at church for a little bit. I like
mm-hmm,
the Thursday night. I forgot what like some Wednesday night kids Bible study.
yeah,
So I'll go volunteer and then that'll be pretty cool. But there's this one dude, like this older boy that you just like he watched too much South Park, like you
yeah,
could tell like freaking right there in church, just like cussing his mouth away, just, this and that, fuck this, fuck that. But like he doesn't even like he says it like to the point where you could tell he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
mm-hmm,
Like pussy, vagina, fart, fucking fat, faggot, fuck. Like he's just saying shit like that, not even knowing what the fuck he's saying and shit.
yeah,
And fucking and like he gets on my nerves, like he would just be like talking and disruptive and like disrespectful, and like he got my nerves. I was like, hey man, shut up. And I just that's all I told him. It was you said a bad word. You said a bad word. It's like oh my gosh, like what these like feelings like that, like around kids in general, like even like your niece and nephews when they're like really small, like freaking like not they just felt weird as a church, like like
yeah,
I'm completely like this is like a certain like it's a weird community because like it's pure strangers, like
yeah,
not like strangers, but like pure people who are like you're not your family for sure. You're part
mm-hmm,
of like you just join this community, and I like I'm like right there with the kid, like damn, like wondering like shit, am I gonna get in trouble? Am I gonna
yeah,
get like
right.
like go through some process because I told the kid to shut up in church?
Mm-hmm. You're gonna get some weird glances from people like that's the guy.
Oh, he cusses kids out.
Yeah, right. Because like it's the kid's perspective, right? The kid's gonna tell his parents, "Oh, he said mean things to me, just the worst,"
He
right?
said, "Yeah, he said I'm a little stupid fucker."
Yeah, right. Yeah, kids be lying. That's the problem right there. Kids be telling stories in their head. It's so big. Like everything when you're a kid is so big compared to like you, and so
Oh,
it's
tell me
like
about it.
so they're like, yeah, that was the most traumatic experience in my life.
I,
I told you, shut up. It's not a big deal, bro. You gotta calm down.
right.
Um,
That reminds me of a meme I saw that said that when we were kids we were looking at adults like like they had everything figured out and they were telling us what to do and like yeah
yeah,
we had lists to the direction and then to right now we're as adults we realized that what the fuck like we were following people that didn't really know what the fuck they were doing the whole
yeah,
time like
I, yeah. Looking up to even like when you're in middle school and you like look up to high schoolers, nowadays like you as an adult you see high schoolers and you go like, oh, these are like legitimate children. Like when
yeah
I was a kid, I looked up to high schoolers like, oh, they're just like young adult people. But now like 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, they're children. Like they're little babies
right
still.
even some people like at 18 like freaking they still look
Yeah.
pretty young. It's pretty trippy.
Yeah. It's wild that like 18-year-olds have to like make decisions that determine the rest of their lives at that point. Like they got to figure out what they're gonna do for the rest of their life once they leave school and stuff. Like that's, I don't know, maybe
I feel like there's perspective in that because, like,
yeah,
even though I shouldn't be talking because like I know I'm still figuring my life out,
yeah,
whatever, but but in other countries and other times in humanity, like people had to figure out what they're gonna do with their life
yeah.
at 13,
I was gonna say, like, maybe the problem is that we don't make kids
right?
figure stuff out until they're
Or at least
18.
do try everything. I think
Yeah,
that, like,
right.
I don't have kids, but I know how, like, it's hard probably to raise kids and like balance life and shit.
Yeah,
So I can imagine how hard it is to like put your kids in a stable, like, at least they have opportunities that they're exposed to, like, like to see what they can be great at a young age.
yeah, right. It's kind of weird though, because like to be good at anything, you have to do it a bunch. So I feel like to be good at anything, you can't test it to figure it out. You just have to be like, I'm going to be good at this thing, and then decide it. You know what I mean? Because
Sure.
like if you were like a 12-year-old and were like, I'm gonna be the greatest MMA fighter, like it's you could. You just have to do it. You just have to make that decision. But then, like 4 years down the line, you could be like, "Oh man, that was a mistake. I should have become the best guitarist ever." And then, you know what I mean?
Well, that's life. You gotta just figure it out.
Yeah,
Like no one, like, you don't have the answers to your life. Like, then that's the thing. The only ones, I guess, only ones you say is God. So that's that. But again, that alone, that's you meditating. That's you still trying to figure it out. Because you can't be
hmm
just trying to listen to every little voice in your head.
I listen to them all. That's why I run in circles. You know what I mean? I listen to one for a minute, take a left. They're always saying take a left. Um, yeah. So how has Hood Theory and everything been growing throughout the year?
it's, it's been going good. It's been going cool. Now I feel like now it's becoming it's going live. It's gaining momentum. We've been for sure be more consistent this year with it. Last year we were just testing the waters to see like how would the process be of shooting it
Mhm.
all, and now we're gonna keep going crazy and keep now there's like we got the momentum on this, just trying to focus on trying to do more things with Head Theory because I've mentioned it to you. Hopefully in the future we can make and do acoustic performances. So like artists like obviously you like freaking just come and play, like we'll have a drummer that would come up with different beats that
Yeah.
to one of your songs, and then we perform either a set or a song, and make it an acoustic performance type of
Yeah,
thing.
that would be pretty dope. Acoustic,
Yeah,
like
just trying to give
drums and
artists a
like
platform, man.
some bass and stuff. Speaking of Hood Theory and the growth and everything, I was on beer pong not too long ago, and I've got some news. I just found this out today, and I think it's important that I state that Biden ain't my president. My president is the one and only, the person who's the election was stolen from. Kanye West. Kanye West is my president. Kanye West no longer hates Jewish people.
Really?
That's what I learned today because of Jonah Hill and 21 Jump Street.
Oh, okay, okay. I think I saw the thumbnail, but I mean the title, but I never saw what like info about it.
I have only heard that little bit that Jonah Hill and 21 Jump Street has caused Kanye West to no longer hate Jewish people. And what I'm saying is, you just gotta hold your line. You just gotta have faith in people. Kanye West has come back around to not hating Jewish people anymore.
Thank God.
And I, you know what? Great, yeah. I just needed to give that update because I mentioned on every podcast I'm in, like I'm a huge Kanye West fan. Kanye West is fantastic, and he was hurting my heart a little bit by hating them Jews, because Jewish people are great. They're cool. They're cool. I mean, they're not better than any other people. So I don't know if I should say they're great. They're decent, just like any other people. Or terrible, just like any other people. People aren't. I don't know. How do you judge people as a whole?
Just as a whole,
People are people good, people great, people
nah.
terrible.
I think people as a whole,
Yeah,
we're terrible. Individual people can be great and
Oh, okay.
amazing and beautiful.
All right. Yeah, I like
Like
that.
the individual
Yeah, the
like
individual
is
can be
love.
better.
The family can be love, but
Yeah.
as a whole, put us in one fish tank. Shit, like piranhas are gonna start fucking evolving into
Mm.
coming out and shit.
Yeah, I think that that might be true. Like not only like metaphysical, like morally, but I think it might be true like sociologically. Like if you take a group of people, you know the bystander effect. Have you heard that term?
No,
That's when like if you're alone and you see somebody getting hurt, you're going to go help them. But if you're in a group and you see somebody getting hurt, you might not, you're much less likely to go help them because you have the assumption that, oh, there's somebody more qualified in this group than I am to go help them. Why would I be the one who goes help them? You know, so like individuals, pretty great. They're going to go save people. But yeah, as a group, people are just like, nah, it's not for me. Somebody else can solve the world's problems. I'm not going to solve the world's problems. You know, and I think we should all solve the world's problems. That's what I say. I'm solving the world's problems right now. Let's go pick up some plastic. I don't know what the world's problems even are. I don't.
how does that make you feel better?
Yes, but you just did your part. You just saved the world right
You're
there.
welcome.
A baby turtle was gonna drown, and now it isn't.
Honestly, like okay, with the whole baby turtle thing, isn't
Yeah,
it kind of like natural natural
natural
selection is
selection.
evolution? Like
Yeah,
look at the dumber turtles are gonna fucking look at the plastic cup and look at the plastic and
put their
and
head
they get
through
put
it.
their head through it and eat it.
Yeah,
Like they're not like the elite of the turtles.
yeah,
Smarter turtles gonna see it and go, obviously that's not something I should eat. That's plastic. That's a water bottle.
yeah.
So I'm gonna just go swim away and eat something else. Like those turtles are gonna get smarter, and those turtles are gonna evolve into like super turtles. And
Into
then
some mutant
yeah, you
turtles,
want don't you want
possibly some
Leonardo?
mutant
Don't you
ninja
know don't you
turtles.
want Raphael? Don't you want
Yeah,
Michelangelo? Like I do. Like
yeah. I think we should get some smarter turtles out here.
yeah. So like if the more we actually pollute, the more closer we get to Ninja Turtles.
I think that is not only true because of natural selection, but just because of like, how else are we gonna make that ooze? That ooze has got to be some form of pollution, right?
Right?
And so that is what my childhood taught me. Pollution equals Ninja Turtles. That's a good point. I'm glad that
Exactly.
you have raised that point. No more. I'm throwing this. I have bags of recycling here. I'm gonna take it all.
Think
I'm just
about like
gonna throw it in the ocean.
especially with this time that people don't want to identify as like a normal like person,
Mm-hmm.
like they want to identify sometimes even as an animal.
Yeah.
If we get to that state where we get the Ninja Turtles, you can fuck a Ninja Turtle. And then when you fuck a Ninja Turtle, it's gonna you get pregnant and like if it gets close, the closer it gets to a human,
The more likely to.
yeah, it might work,
Yeah.
or like and then well, and even with today's like technology,
Mm-hmm.
like we get help ourselves get impregnate the Ninja Turtle, and then you have your little like or whatever habit is, a ninja rabbit, or fucking
Yeah.
or fucking crow. I hope it's not crows. That'd be disgusting.
I saw.
No offense to the crows. Once like they evolve to humans, like I'm sorry for this non PC old school way of thinking.
I'm pretty sure that was in the Power Rangers. They fought some crows in there
You're right.
for that first Power Rangers movie. So I am against the crows still. If they look like
You're
that,
gonna
if they act
cancel.
like
You're gonna
that,
cancel this podcast in the future.
that's right. I'm gonna get canceled by the crow people, and I'm okay with that. I take a stand to say the things that other people won't. I'm gonna start doing Tucker Carlson's confused face. I don't know how to do it. I'm gonna get good at it. His mouth is always slightly open when he does it.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
So so I was watching this video recently. It was a YouTube series of this guy who was just basically complaining about humanity. It was really like dark and nihilistic and stuff. But he showed a video of a turtle, a snapping turtle, eating a duck. Somebody was like walking
right.
through a forest, and they took a video of a duck being eaten by a snapping turtle, and the person who was complaining about society was like, "Everybody, you see this video? Are you gonna help the duck? A lot of people seeing this are gonna help the duck, but why? This happens all the time. Isn't this proof that like the world is just suffering, and like you shouldn't help the duck because you aren't out there helping ducks anyways.
Well, I'm biased, so I should answer that question.
Biased towards the turtle.
Yeah,
Oh, I am
I
too,
want I want to fucking
100%.
Ninja Turtle. So like like when it comes out to it, should I help the turtle or not? Like if it was a lion, then like or like another not a lion, I'm not gonna fight a lion.
Yeah.
But if it was like a cat, I'll probably think about saving the duck.
Yeah.
But it's not the turtle. So you gotta use a different
Bro, I am completely team predator. Maybe I shouldn't say it like that. I am completely, I am completely on the side of animals who eat other animals. Carnivores. That's a better word to use. Why do these pedos got to ruin the word predator? Predator is a cool word when it's not referring to humans.
I remember we were listening to some rapper like song, and then like some of the guys were like I was listening with, they were like making fun of the song.
Yeah.
And then he goes like he said something like, "You better get out of my way. I'm a fucking predator." And I was like, "What?" It's just like, "Fuck, you just came off wrong."
Yeah. But I'm totally on the team of meat eating animals. Like I watched that video and listened to the guy talk, and I was like, no, good job, turtle. Good job. Eat that duck. That's what that duck's there for. It's there to be your food, turtle. And that's kind of, ooh, but it has some weird implications in human. But we're predators. We exist to eat some animals. I mean, that's what we should do. And it's not like a sign of the world's immorality for that to be the case, because like I don't know. I guess the turtle should learn to kill the duck faster, right? He should kill the duck first and then eat it instead of eating it alive. That's kind of messed up. But like he's doing his best, I assume, the turtle. I mean, bigger predators. I think lions like go for the neck immediately. They kill the zebra and then they start eating the zebra.
Yeah.
Like that's the way to do it. That's the proper way to eat something, right? Is to kill it first, then eat it.
For sure.
But I think that like when it comes to human behavior, this might be controversial. This might be something that people don't like, but I think that if you're a turtle, you got to be a turtle, and you got to eat some ducks. If you get what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think that
I'm not gonna be eating other people of other ethnicities. That's what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying. That's not necessarily what I'm saying. Definitely not of other ethnicities. That's no personality types is what I was.
So you're saying you'd rather eat a white guy than eat a Mexican person or an Asian person?
I mean, if we want to go down this road, I've got some thoughts, but I don't know if that's a productive conversation to have. No, I just think like if you're the type of personality that is aggressive and is strong, then you should pursue things that allow for an outlet for your aggression and your strength, rather than to try to suppress those things and pursue a more, I don't know, removed, reserved life. You know what I'm saying? Like not everybody can be a nurse, and not everybody can be a police officer. And so like if you're a duck, you might be better suited to be a nurse. You probably aren't suited to take down a meth empire. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so cops are turtles.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's essentially
snapping turtles.
Snapping turtles. Yeah, or whatever aggressive. I mean, wolves might be a good. Hyenas might be a better analogy. Though that's a little offensive. Hyenas or wolves. Some are wolves, some are hyenas. It depends on which clique they're a part of, because hyenas are like, they're scavengers, they're bottom feeders. They're taking advantage of what the lions leave behind. You know what I mean? And that's some cops. And then some are wolves, where they're less. They're taking down their own kills instead of taking what the lion. And in this metaphor, the drug dealers are the lions. So some are hyenas, some are wolves.
Wait. You're saying the wolves are gonna beat the lions?
Hey, maybe they're gonna fight it out. They're gonna try.
I would want the lion to be the cop, wouldn't you? Like,
I mean, in a better world, maybe. The thing about wolves is that one is not stronger than a lion. But if you get a pack of wolves, and lions are more solitary, you know. So like you have the wolves win on numbers. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's how the police force operates more so. You know, where like criminals are more small time. They're all against each other. Criminals are all against each other. The power of the police force is their united front against the
Okay, I guess in
individuals.
that way it makes sense. 'Cause, like technically, there's more people than cops.
Yeah, yeah, but they're
But not
all at
everybody's not.
war with
But not
each other.
everyone's really like a criminal, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it like a gang, like the police force is one gang, they're one against the multiple other ones, but the multiple other ones are also fighting with each
For
other, and
sure,
so it
yeah.
makes each
There's no
one
unity. It's all
smaller.
chaos and
Yeah.
shit. Like that's what I've heard Andrew Tate talk about the difference between organized a society where there's organized crime and a
Mm-hmm.
society where there's unorganized crime.
Yeah.
Where you have a society where there's unorganized crime, you have like how like you're here in LA, you could be fucking walking down the street and somebody fucking just stabs you and shit,
Mm-hmm.
it robs you, and then but in the place where there's crime is organized, someone commits a crime like that, they kind of need permission, or they gotta be
Yeah.
fucking like they need permission to be doing shit like that in the first place. So it's less of it, like it's not
Mm-hmm.
just like a random person who's gonna fucking rob you who fucking wants mess. It's gonna be somebody who's fucking they're like they're organized to be a burglar, which you're still gonna get robbed. I'm not saying like you're still crime is gonna happen regardless where the
Yeah.
fuck you go in the world. But fucking some countries supposedly where like like I guess Japan would be a good example. They're supposedly one of like the most safest cities when it comes down to like crime. But
Mm-hmm.
you have obviously you have yakuza and you have all that. You still have your mafias and shit,
Yeah.
but they're organized. Like no one's fucking just robbing and selling drugs fucking like willy nilly and shit. They got they have their system.
Yeah. That's that is a thing with all like organizations where like the bigger they are, if they become corrupt, they can do bigger crimes that are way more devastating, you know? But if they're smaller, there's more likely to be more crime. Like in the example of like the church, right? This is why I support small churches over like the Catholic Church, because the Catholic Church, they can have a whole organization that becomes corrupted, and then like all types of dirty stuff is going on behind the curtain, right? But with smaller churches, there may be dirty stuff at any individual church, but it's easy to find out because there's no system on top protecting
For
everybody at the
sure.
bottom, you know? And so, like, with criminals, it kind of works like that too, where, like, if it's a big organization like the mafia, you know, like they can do big time crimes where they're bringing down whole cities or whatever, extorting a whole neighborhood. Where like if it's an individual, he's just gonna rob you of your $200 on your way home or something
Yeah.
like that, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
because like, what the fuck does a mob boss want to do with a fucking like a fucking duck nurse? Like,
yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, he ain't gonna eat the duck. He is gonna eat some antelopes, so maybe the whole tribe of
yeah,
antelopes.
he's gonna have something fatter. Probably get his crew together and take out the whole elephant.
Mm-hmm. So you working on any music right now?
Yeah, I got some stuff cooking up. Right now I'm trying to get like we were talking off the camera. I don't really got much music on Spotify because
Mm-hmm.
most of my music has been unspotifyable.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
soon, for sure, in the next month or so, I want to start dropping projects. I want to start doing more projects with the homies and we start getting some shit going. I got some songs with you locked up in the vault. They're just gonna get mixed and mastered, and
Okay. Yeah.
then once those get like, we got two. Yeah, we got two together, don't we?
I think just the one with
No,
Merc
we
and.
me, you, Merc, and then Time.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
time to
right.
be a
That's
man,
right.
gotta say what's on your chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got two. So fucking yeah, I just gotta get a mix and shit, and then and work and tweaking little things on the time song, and yeah, we'll be dropping those and like shit. Well, hopefully we'll be having two music videos before the year's over,
Oh
in like
nice.
a
Yeah.
couple months, and if I can just get some work out, and yeah, soon just be trying. I'm gonna have to be on all platforms right now. Like I got my nobody knows music video. That's my latest project.
Mm-hmm.
Just dropped the song not so long ago. What's it called? Django. That's kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
my pride right now. My pride and joy right now. It's like I feel like it's one of my best
Yeah,
like songs
that
I've
is a
done.
good one. Um,
The music video for that coming soon.
oh,
I'm gonna
nice.
get it going in the next few times and get the. I'm gonna go reach out to the homie and Nocion. Hopefully he help me out with shooting it and shit and fucking and yeah, like, that was gonna be. I'm already invest in that video.
What was that? What was that video you did for Complex not too long ago? The most recent one, not the Norman
with
Bates one.
with him or
Um,
for him?
I think with him, the one with the lions and stuff all over it. Do you know what I'm
The
talking about?
lines.
Didn't you do like some like animation on top of the?
Yeah, I did the last music video I was able to like direct and edit myself. I did was hot shit with Complex.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I did that. I edited and shot all that myself.
right
I'm
on.
thinking, yeah, that was the last.
It looked good. It looked
Thanks.
clean. Yeah. Have you what tricks have you developed as you've been like doing more editing and stuff? Is there anything that you're like, oh, I figured out how to do this, and it like made everything
For
steps
sure,
ahead?
learning more transitions right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just getting the hang of transitions. Uh, Getting better at my timing.
Mm-hmm.
When to change angles, especially with the ciphers. Like
Yeah.
just been playing with a lot with that. Most of the editing I've been doing lately, it's been that.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon I'll be shooting more music videos. And when you drop your project too, hopefully you let me direct and shoot some of your videos.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And if I can get some shit going and
Man, it's hard to like. The biggest problem I have with videos is like I always have ambitious goals, and I know that like I can't get like a crowd of people together. I can't get and I can get like 5 dudes. That's my limit. I can get like 5 dudes in a room for a video. I can't get like a whole crowd of mixed genders, you know. And that's I don't want a video full of dudes. But yeah, we so I need to learn how to be less ambitious with videos. I gotta figure out ideas that aren't so
yeah, you gotta be more creative. That's what I've been learning. Also, hanging out with Project Mayhem. Shout out
yeah.
Project Mayhem, Mayhem's finest.
Mayhem.
And then they for sure, Ryman's for sure, like on that. Like, hey man, you remember this budget,
Yeah.
like the as artists, obviously we're creative. We have the fucking wild imagination. We want to fucking go to the moon and back, and fucking maybe and bring people with us. But and then in the next trip, but fucking yeah, there's gotta be realistic. Work on your budget. Have a budget. Like don't be running around waiting on free shit. Free shit happens. If you take it, fuck yeah, like take advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously, like wherever you get opportunities with like people, like fucking take every opportunity you get and take advantage of life. Like don't be an asshole about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, but don't wait on that though. Shit, like invest in yourself and shit. Like if you just wait around for that shit, like yeah, free shit does and like opportunities do come around, but like yeah, if you wanted to be consistent and you want shit to happen, you gotta go out there and fucking invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Invest in what you want.
Yeah, you definitely do got to just Nike it, you know what I mean? You just gotta just do it. And yeah, I got for music videos particularly, I gotta learn to just be okay with what I have, you know, instead of being like, because I work so hard on the EPs because I can do all of it, you know, I can figure out whatever story I want to tell and then tell it, you know, because I can just do it all by myself. But with videos, it is like if I want to tell the story I want to tell, I have to get more people into it. But then like I gotta learn like, all right, just tell a different story. Tell whatever story I am capable of with whatever resources I have. Um, oh man, my brain was about to transition to some other topic, but I lost my train of thought there.
Segue.
Yeah, so we're segueing into so this shirt that we recently got done, we are going to do a show at the end of the month to promote it. So let's announce right here. So May 27th, May 27th at Aguilar's Combat Concepts. I'm gonna make sure that
Aguilar
date is correct. Do I pronounce it wrong?
I feel like even if you do pronounce it with the wrong accent, I always hear everybody say Aguilar. I never heard no one say Aguilar. I never.
Ag- Aguilar.
With the accent is Aguilar.
Agui. Oh, I can't roll my R's. Worse.
Well, I can't even roll my R's either. I didn't even
Aguilar.
roll my R right there. Aguilar. Like Aguilar.
Aguilar.
Exactly. There you go. That'd be close.
Aguilar. Okay.
That'd be
Okay,
even
so it's
closer
not
to it.
a gui, it's a gi. Aguilar.
Yeah, it's like it's a weird Y sound. Aguilar.
Aguilar.
Aguilar. Like is like an E. I want to say EY. Aguilar. And
Okay.
then La. Yeah, like Lar is like I want to say like Lar. Like Aguilar.
Combat concepts. The word that he's saying, followed by the two words combat and concepts. I can say those words on May 27th, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. We're gonna have some artists perform, and we are going
Yeah.
to have a Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 contest. I
Yeah.
figure 2 is the better one, right? Out of the two remakes, they got Tony Hawk 1 and 2, but
So
Tony Hawk 1, like no way.
let all you guys know right now.
Yeah,
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 contest,
that's right.
May 27th. If you come and you win, if you got a clothing brand, if you're a rapper, if you're a skater, whatever kind of hustle you got, and if you got a design and you want to start your first clothing brand, like I just collabed with my boy right here, Kid Ikarus with his OKL. I want to collab with you. Whoever wins this Tony Hawk Pro Skater, you come through the May 27th. You beat everybody else in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. I will give you about around $300 worth of free merch. That'll be whatever you design. Obviously, OKL has to be on it, whatever design it is, or I'll help you to make a design myself with together. All you gotta do is just show up and just win the competition, and you'll get a free shirt.
You'll
walk
get
away
a
with it.
free one of these ones. And if you are an artist that you're trying to get a collab shirt with OKL and you win the competition, but you don't know how to design stuff, I will also assist in the designing.
There you go, man.
I will get you a design like this. I will draw some cartoons to work in there. Tell me what you want. I will draw it. You do whatever you want with it. You twist it, you grow it, you shrink it, you add some other features. I'm trying. I'm kind of rooting for Pump Gatto to get it because he's got a pretty cool logo. I was talking to him last night. He's got this little cat logo that I think is great. So I'm hoping that he enrolls, that he signs up, and that he wins. But we'll see. Oh, also for this event, if you have an OKL shirt, it's free.
There you go,
It's a
man.
free show if you got the OKL shirt. If you don't got an OKL shirt, you got to buy an OKL shirt at the door to get in.
Yes, sir.
But there's a lot of them. They're
OKL
good,
party.
and you get to leave with a shirt. Like how many shows do you go to where you get to leave with a shirt? Ain't no show like that. So May 27th, Saturday night, come hang out with us, listen to some music, play some video games. Oh, I'm also going to be selling cookies.
There you go.
Possibly.
I heard they're fire. I haven't tried them yet.
They're fantastic. And so I'm really going to try and get those cookies together. They're good. They're good. And like I constantly go to these shows and stuff. And like as somebody who does not partake in the devil's lettuce no more, the marijuana, I there's always snacks, but they're always edibles, and it's like I want to eat that cookie, but I don't want to be scared for the next 6 hours.
It must suck. And like today, like now with the whole like when we being legal, and then you're going out to events, and there are a lot of like bomb looking freaking snacks.
Yes.
And I look at it, and I'm like, I do want to get some of those snacks, but I'm already fucking stoned as it is, and then like, that's just gonna knock me the fuck out.
Yeah, at the launch pad in LA, there would be tables full of like Gushers and Sour Patch Kids. Oh yeah, well I can't get it. I'll be scared for hours. And now I don't know how people take edibles and go outside. Like even when I was enjoying weed, I would not take edibles in public. Like that is a terrifying thought to me. But I did have a tendency. The first time I ever did weed, right? The first time, and I say did weed. I've had people mock that phrase before, did weed, but it's because I didn't smoke it. I ate it. I had a friend buy me a gummy bear, And he was like, you probably just eat one leg off of this. And I was
That's
like,
great. So you never like, so you have smoked it, or and
oh
then
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
like it?
Afterwards, after I
Oh,
had
okay.
tried edibles and stuff, I smoked it for a long
Oh,
time.
oh, okay.
But like the first time I ever tried it, I didn't like smoke in general, so I
Okay.
was like, I just want an edible. So I had a friend buy me a gummy bear, and he was like, just eat a leg off one of these, and I was like, would you eat the whole thing? And he's like, yeah. But we both thought that there was multiple bears in the packet. There was one big bear.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
And
seen
so
that.
like I was like, he said he'd eat the whole thing. I'm just gonna eat the whole thing, and it was 100 milligrams.
So did he know it was a big bear?
No, I think he also thought it was just
A
like
little bear?
a group of little bears. Yeah.
Oh
And
shit!
so I lost it. But
How old are you?
I was 21.
Okay.
Before I did it, I was like, go big or go home, right, bro? Um, I ended up puking a bunch, like a lot, and like so bad. I was so messed up that like I puked on myself. Like I had puked in a sink, and then I sat down on the kitchen floor and just onto myself, and like I couldn't get up and like clean
Uh,
up or nothing. I was gone. Um, and from that point on, like whenever I would do drugs, I'd be like, go big or go home, and just take everything that was
damn.
given to me. One time I was walking home from college, and some guy jumped out of the bushes and was like, "Hey, do you want to buy some drugs?" And at this point, I had gotten a rec for weed, and so I was like, "Okay, yeah, for sure. What what drugs do you got?" And he was like, "Oh, well, I got weed," and I was like, bro, everybody's
Got
got
weed.
weed. I go to the store to get weed. And he was like, I also got Xanax, I guess. And I was like, oh, I've never had Xanax before. I'll take that. And I didn't know,
Did you
like,
tell him that?
I think so. I
The
think
way he
so.
said it, it's just like, oh, I never had Xanax
Yeah,
before.
it was very casual. Like
Like,
for it being with a guy who jumped out of the legitimately jumped out of the bushes. If you guys know where Cerritos College is, where the Home Depot is, I was walking home from
man,
Cerritos College, and there's bushes in front of the Home Depot. He just jumped out of the bushes.
you're such a
Um,
genuine guy, man. This guy freaking, you're gonna get raped one day, dog. No offense.
Presumptuous of you to assume that I haven't.
Oh my god.
but he gave me a Xanny bar, and I did not know that like they're made to be like broken up into little chunks, so it was like a four
Oh
milligram
yeah.
bar.
Yeah, your experience. I feel like a lot of everybody who's tried Xanax probably had that
Yeah,
experience.
right. I popped the whole thing, and it was a Saturday, and at the time I had a job I hated, and so like whenever the weekends came around, I was like, oh yeah, I'm a party, I'm gonna get high, I'm gonna have a good time. The problem though with Xanax and taking a full bar like that is like I lost my Saturday. Like I
Yeah.
took it at like noon and then like passed out, and then every couple hours I'd wake up and be like, oh snap, my day's going. And like I
Ah,
couldn't get off the couch. Like I literally was trying to and couldn't move my body off of the couch. It was miserable.
bro, fucking my cousin, fucking that food is crazy. That food would take probably like 7 within a day, a whole day,
Seven like full bars or like
full
the
bars
that is wild.
with fucking while drinking fucking cough syrup all fucking day.
Oh yeah, I enjoy some
And
cough
this dude would
syrup.
be wide awake,
Yeah.
running around, getting crazy. Like he's fucking on the fucking upper.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, and that this dude that we would be surprised. 'Cause all of us do. All of us were like, he's okay. So it's kind of fucked up because we all started like experimenting with Xanax around the same time. He's
Yeah.
kind of like the one who brought it more around towards me because he was more like into that. I was more into my upper drugs.
Yeah.
And I tried it. Like one pill. Like that's it. You couldn't get. I couldn't. None of us. Me and the homies. None of us. When we were hanging out with him, like we could never get through one pill. And then,
Yeah.
but then we would see this guy just fucking each one of us, like I would see him take 3 pills in front of me, and then fucking, then like later the homies would tell me like, hey, like the same day, like, hey, yeah, we just saw him just pop 4 more, and
That's so
fucking, and then
wild.
just fucking awake and fucking just trying to drink and fucking, and just trying to down a party and fucking do shit and fucking, we were just honestly amazed and impressed that
Yeah.
he could fucking take like 7 Xanax bars and not just be out. But honestly, like like he obviously he's overdosed his fair share. He has had his fair share of overdoses.
Yeah. Yeah, that I wonder if he had got the paradoxical effect, because if you take a lot of anti-anxiety medication, it actually starts inducing anxiety. Like it starts having the reverse effect if you
Yeah,
take enough.
he's has problems like that. You know, like
Yeah,
he's addicted. You know, like it gets to the point where like he believes that he does need it for like for medication. And like,
yeah.
but it's sad. You know, like fucked up. Like you know, I'm you know hoping the best and praying for the
That
best for him.
that stuff is one of the worst addictive drugs. Anti-anxiety
Yeah, because
medication.
it's a opiate, isn't it? Not
No, no,
opiate.
it's a benzodiazepine, or it's a benzo class. It's not benzodiazepine, but it's related to benzodiazepine.
What does that mean?
It's anti-anxiety medication.
Okay.
The it causes like weird effects. It causes akathisia when you go through withdrawals, which is like a pain in the body that is only resolved by movement. So you have to get up and move, but it hurts to move. It sounds terrible. It's what Jordan Peterson was addicted to.
Okay.
That like he
Benzos.
yeah, benzos. It's all the
So
same.
benzos are in every anti-anxiety drug
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there
type
are
of thing.
some that are prescribed that aren't benzo. Like you could be prescribed a I don't know if they would ever call it that, but you could probably be prescribed something like a Vyvanse, which is like an Adderall for anxiety. Like if I went to the doctor and talked about my anxiety, the proper medication they should give me would be something like that, because I have anxiety induced by being kind of slow and not focused. So that thing would help me more. I doubt that they actually would. I think they would give me a benzo because that's the anti-anxiety class of
That's where they're
drugs.
getting their check from.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's. I mean they also get their check from the Adderall, which is a whole nother overprescribed class of medication. Like all these medications are overprescribed. I have this theory that the reason we hear so much about fentanyl on the news is because the news wants to make us think that opioid deaths are from street drugs instead of actually being just from pharmaceutical opioids. And so they're like, oh, yeah, it's the fentanyl, when really it's just like Oxycontin or hydrocodone or something. But they blame it all on the fentanyl, all these deaths from these fentanyl. Because, like, 2015, we were hearing about opiate deaths. And then all of a sudden, it just switched to fentanyl. And every death you hear from an opioid, it's always these fentanyl deaths. And it's like, I don't buy it. I think it's all Oxycontin, and they made up this fentanyl story so that they could take the pressure off of pharmaceutical companies.
Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I got beef with pharmaceuticals. They're just the problem is like the legal drugs that we act like are so safe, are so dangerous compared to illegal drugs that are relatively safe. Like, I'm not saying you should go out and do acid, but like acid compared to opioid, or compared to an anti-anxiety, a benzo, or compared to an
Yeah, it
amphetamine,
won't
like
have like longer term effects like addiction or freaking
yeah,
like like. Well, I'm sure acid still has its damages, but
yeah. I
not as
mean,
like. But yeah, not
it
as.
can trigger some schizophrenia, but like I, yeah,
That's some crazy shit too, because there's supposed there's people who have it, but supposedly like you need something to trigger it, right?
yeah. I mean, I think that there's people. I think generally people who have schizophrenia were triggered by something. I think that the purely genetic form is more rare. I could be completely wrong on this, but I think that because you see it a lot with like people who have gone through trauma. There's a lot more schizophrenic people who have a traumatic past,
For
but
sure.
like I guess it could be the other way around. They might have a traumatic past because they were schizophrenic. I don't know. But drugs are bad. Is what I think. Drugs are bad. People should stop doing them so much. What they should do instead is exercise and eat right, and
He was
maybe
about to
draw a
just he
picture.
was about to try to convince you guys to just do acid and get off your opioids. That's exactly where this conversation it looked sounded
Hey,
like he was going.
oh, I no. What I'm saying is that alcohol is a dangerous drug, right?
Okay.
But it's the most legal. Like people give cigarettes more problems than they give alcohol. Like people can be complete like go home every night after work and have a couple beers, kind of drunks, right? And like alcohol is so damaging. Like it's a serious
Yeah.
thing, but like people in society don't treat it like it is.
I heard one guy say, when the whole COVID stuff, you know how they were saying it's like all bullshit, fucking how the restrictions, because like
Mm-hmm.
if you're really that worried about my health and like worried about my you know me not killing myself because of my actions,
Mm-hmm.
why are you fucking still allowing alcohol advertisements? Why are you still allowing fucking alcohol being served? Like
Yeah.
that's the doing the way more damage than COVID's fucking ever gonna do. And fucking
Yeah, how wild is it that we also have pharmaceutical commercials? Like you can't buy it without a prescription. Why advertise it? Isn't that strange? Like you see commercials for pharmaceuticals, and it's like ask your doctor about. Well, if I needed that, wouldn't my doctor just tell me that I need it? You know what I mean?
yeah, it makes sense, but doesn't make dollars.
That's right. You know, it's I guess that's what it all comes down to. I mean, that's the thing. Like, so heroin's illegal. Opioids are heroin. They're just
So
weaker.
opioids, with the T, right? Is opioid? What is it? It's opioids and another one, right?
So there's opioids and there's opiates. I'm not sure what the difference is. I think one might be the naturally occurring form and one might be the chemical induced form. I'm using them interchangeably, which is incorrect, but
Okay.
like I don't know. But they're essentially the same drug, heroin and oxycontin or something. But like heroin's illegal because it's not made by a pharmaceutical company. Fentanyl, like for as much as I just said that I think they want to make it the villain because it's a street drug, it is prescribed, and it is something like 1,000 times stronger than heroin. Same
Yeah,
base
I
chemical.
was watching some interviews that on White Underbelly. Have you seen it? This has some great stuff.
Mm,
They interview a shitload of fentanyl addicts, and like there people go like, yeah, straight up, like you know, we do it. Like we don't recommend like if you want to get into it. They said, you know, it's fucked up. You know, like they're fucked up individuals. They go, if you want to do heroin and you want to get into heroin, don't start with fentanyl. Like
yeah,
fentanyl is like just strong, just like the strongest like
yeah,
form of heroin.
yeah. It's that is the that that seems to be opiates seem to be the most dangerous of drug. Like I I feel like people don't die from other drugs. Like all the story I've ever heard of people, I guess like benzos too. People I think die from, but like I don't think I've ever heard somebody actually ODing on coke. I think that every time I hear people ODing on coke, they're actually taking like a speedball of coke and heroin. You know, like all the big. There's a few celebrities who have died from that. Chris Farley died from that. Mitch Hedberg died from that. Because I mean, that's what you do when you're on heroin. You take something to wake you up so that you can enjoy the heroin instead of passing out, right? Um, I don't know.
That
We're,
sounds yeah, it makes sense, but
yeah,
shit, man, like it's don't play with drugs, man.
yeah,
Like everybody's up, to, you know, everybody's an adult. Everybody can do whatever the fuck they want with their life, entertain themselves any way they want, but just know you're playing with fire, man. At the end of the
that's
day,
right.
like even with drinking, you know, like fucking, you're playing with like. Gotta be careful, man. Everything moderation and just
Mm-hmm.
take care of yourself.
Yeah,
Don't be stupid. Don't need help. Go reach help. Freaking all that.
I hear people say drink more water all the time. I think they're wrong. I drink enough water. Don't tell me what to do. So we've reached the end of the podcast. And you know, once we get to the end, I'd have my guests shout out whoever they want to shout out. So go ahead and give a quick
Most
shout out
most
to everybody that you want to shout out.
most and first most shout out Kid Icarus bringing me on the podcast.
Of course, bro.
Yo, shout out to Project Mayhem. Shout out to Complex. Introduced me to the homie. Um, and that's it for right now. Shout out Dead and Buried for fucking holding me down with the merch.
Yeah.
And
Shout
go.
out Cake Eater.
Shout out to Cake Eater. Yeah, hell yeah. They just
I think they
fucking.
got a show
They got
tonight.
a show tonight. I'm not gonna be able to unfortunately make it because I'm
Yeah.
filming. But yeah, they're about to kill it, man.
Right on. I'm gonna give a quick shout out to this band called Everbloom. I don't think they're from here. I think they're from like Wisconsin or something. I just found them on Instagram. They're a cool pop punk band. I enjoyed their music. And then I'm going to say, everybody show up on May 27th, or the Smile Lady will show up in your bathroom mirror late at night, and then you don't want that to happen.
La Bruja.
That's right. She'll get you. She'll get you, and she'll force you to pronounce that word that I cannot pronounce. And that is
Wait, Aguilar?
yeah, because
I haven't seen the movie. So I'm thinking you're talking about the movie.
Yeah, no. I'm just because she speaks Spanish.
Yeah,
I'm over here like,
yeah, like, wait a minute.
yeah, so show up May 27th, or else ghosts will haunt you and bad things will happen. And that is it. That is the end of the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening, however you partake in this podcast. Thank you so much, Clash, for sitting down with me and doing this. Have a good night, everybody.
Late.
I'm feeling blessed. Tell me how are you? Just let me know if there's anything that I could do. Yeah, I'm feeling blessed. Tell me how are you? Ain't nobody changed the world like them servants do.